The bureaucrats would just take back the money. So we are the chosen consultants. Well-paid chosen consultants at that. I'm making 3 times what I made in my days on the force, overtime included. Best of all, I don't have to punch a clock, and nobody's looking over my shoulder. Pete has given us general freedom to decide which cold cases we're interested in tackling, though he has to sign off on them. So for the last 2 days here at the station, we've been going through the files he's provided, which have been among the most unpleasant days I can remember. As an ex-cop, I am aware of the awful things that people can do to each other, and how often they do them. So going through these cases, which consist of one unsolved murder after another, does not shock or enlighten me. But it does depress me, and it certainly angers me, since each case represents at least one person that has literally gotten away with murder. Unless the killers have been convicted of another crime and put away, they are living among us, going about their business after having deprived someone else of their very life. The friends and family of those victims have never gotten any kind of closure, which must drive them crazy. It sure bugs the hell out of me. There are a few of these cases that I wouldn't want to tackle. I'd like to systematically put every one of these assholes behind bars. But we have to do it one at a time. And the one I'm most interested in is not even in the files Pete provided. Laurie, Marcus, and I had discussed this when Pete first talked to us about taking on the cold cases. We agreed that if any one of us had a deep personal interest in a case, then the others would defer and let that person choose. I have such an interest, and since we're all in Pete's office about to tell him our choice, he's about to hear it. But he's not gonna like it. Jimmy Dietrich and Susan Avery, I say. The look on Pete's face is completely predictable. It's as if he's just taken a sip of a horseshit smoothie. Don't go there. That's our pick, or at least it's my pick, and my partners are willing to indulge me. We're good that way, Laurie says. Pete shakes his head. It wasn't even in the case files I gave you. We noticed that, I say. Obviously an oversight by you. But the Jimmy Dietrich-Susan Avery case is still our choice. Pete is getting frustrated. As you may remember, the idea of this arrangement is for you to find out who committed crimes that are currently unsolved. Laurie jumps in again. This case fits that directive, Pete, especially the Susan Avery piece. There's no question that she was murdered, and no one has been officially identified as her killer. You know damn well why that is, he says. If you were to get into this, the strong possibility is that you would not like what you find, if you find anything at all. I nod. Maybe, or maybe not. We won't know until we know. So if that's the way it turns out, if you prove what happened, who will be better off for it? We'll know the truth, Pete, I say. That will have to be good enough. Pete shakes his head. I'm not convinced. Besides, the case is what? A year and a half old? It hasn't had time to turn cold. It's lukewarm. Have you had people working it lately? You know I haven't. Then it's cold, I say. He remains obviously unconvinced. I'll have to think about it. What's your second choice? We don't have a second choice, Pete, Laurie says. I look at Laurie and she nods her silent agreement at what she knows I'm going to say next. How about if we make it a 2-for-1? We knew how this conversation would go, so we held this out as a bargaining chip to close the deal. I'm listening. Pete also knows full well where this is going. We'll look into Danny Avery as well. Pete smiles. Now you're talking. Judges and juries are supposed to be completely impartial. The system falls apart if they are not. But while they're the last line of defense against bias, the entire process starts with and depends on the investigating detective. Detectives must have no predispositions whatsoever. They must rigidly follow the facts wherever they lead. They might put an innocent man away. And maybe just as bad, the real criminal will never be found and punished. When it comes to finding out what happened to Jimmy Dietrich, Susan Avery, and Danny Avery, I'm going to fail that.